Hello, I'm Nathan Leather from the 15th cohort at the Data School, and today I'm going to take you through how to use the Select tool for modifying and reordering data in Alteryx. So here we can see the data, and in the results window we can see a list of field names that's contained in the data. So first things first, if we go up to the Preparation tab, we can see this number of blue tools up here, and within these blue tools on the far right of the screen at the moment, we can see the Select tool, which is what we're going to use today. So if we use that, drag and drop that into the view onto the canvas, you'll see it joins up with the Input tool, and immediately the configuration pane updates to show the fields we can see within our data. Now the Select tool can be used to either include, exclude, and reorder columns. Excluding columns can limit the data passing through a workflow and improve the performance. You can also modify the data type and the size. And if I just open up this window a tiny bit, you can also rename and put a necessary description alongside each field to your preference. For this example, I'm going to show you how to remove a few columns and then change the data type of specific fields that I think might be appropriate for this data set. So for example, if I want to remove a field from the view, I can simply click or unclick this email box field, and when I run this workflow, you can now see the email field is no longer in the data. Now, as we can see just by looking at this, ID and age and IP address are currently in a numeric form. So to change this from a string to a data type that'll be more appropriate, I can in this case change ID to an int16 and likewise age to an int16 data type. And then vice versa. If I wanted to remove IP address or any other field, I can still do that by unchecking there. If I wanted to put age at the top of this view or first in the columns, I can simply highlight or select the field and then use this move up button. I can take it to the top of the configuration pane, and now by running this workflow, top right of the screen, clicking on the output anchor, it's worth noting any conversion errors. So because I've changed this to an int16 data type, you'll now see that the age doesn't have decimal places. Within the configuration pane, there are more options we can select and use. For example, if I wanted to revert back to the incoming field order we had before, I can simply click on revert to incoming field order here. And as you can see, it's now put them back into the order as previously we saw when the data was inputted initially. Obviously, the results window hasn't updated yet because I haven't run the workflow. So you must run the workflow after making any changes to see that update occur. I can also sort in a few different ways. For example, if I wanted to sort on field name ascending, we now have it in alphabetical order. And so if I run the workflow now, click on the output anchor of the Select tool, we can now see it's in alphabetical order with the updates we've done to the data type and also the field. If I wanted to rename the field, for example, if this could relate to customer data, I could simply rename customer first name, or rename first name to say customer first name, like so. Run the workflow, and now when we click on the output anchor, we can see customer first name has now been renamed. It's also worth noting there are other tools that include the Select tool functionality, such as the Append Field tool and Join tool. So you'll see this functionality in the configuration pane using some other tools, which is useful to know so you don't always need to use a Select tool to make these changes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can click here. And also, please check out the newest uploads and also any related videos, which I think, in particular reference to this one, the Dynamic Select video would follow on very nicely. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye bye.